We're fighting an uphill battle when it comes to the internet and our teens. Even more so when influencers push misogynistic and violent advice. We know how devastating the consequences can be. So why not create a safe space where they can just ask a mate?
Females don't have independent thought. They don't come up with anything.
Obviously, we want something better for our young men. We want them to be getting much better messaging than that.
If a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man.
Yeah, it definitely is dangerous.
Family violence is getting worse, not better, and men have to get involved in the conversation to make meaningful change.
Brisbane Lions captain Harris Andrews is the type of role model you want your kids looking up to.
As a teenage boy going through high school, balancing school, relationships, friendships, sport, all those sort of things. And for a lot of young men out there, it can be a real challenge.
At 28 years old, he's handling the pressures of sports stardom, but knows all too well the pressures being faced by younger men right across the country. The AFL star, a far cry from some of the deep, dark alternative voices Australian teens, and in particular Australian boys, are coming across online.
The fact that she belongs to him and the intimate parts of her body belong to him.
Yeah, it definitely is dangerous, and I think that's where the app comes into play.
Ask a Mate is its name, an app created by young men for young men, answering the critical questions they're perhaps embarrassed to ask, but expected to know the answers to. It's the brainchild of Carolyn Robinson, founder of Beyond DV.
The whole notion of this Ask a Mate app is it's like a young guy has a question and he just gets on his phone and contacts one of his mates and just FaceTimes with that question. Except for it's the cool mates that you've got.
The mates are high-profile men like Harris Andrews and boxing champ Jeff Horn, answering real questions from students about consent, relationships and gender equality.
Young men can access that information when they want to, where they want to, and hopefully then it starts those conversations. It's a catalyst for those conversations.
The answers come from the mates themselves.
So what is a healthy relationship? That is a great question. I've written down a couple of points.
With input from Professor Michael Flood, an internationally recognised researcher on masculinity and violence prevention.
But one of the things that was really obvious too was lots of boys and young men want to do the right thing, but clearly some are struggling to know how you actually do that in practice. They still have lots of questions, and this app is a critical way to get that information to them.
If I can impact one person, one young male, and help them educate themselves on, potentially the impacts of domestic violence and what toxic masculinity looks like, that's something that I'm really proud of to be attached to.
And it also has the support of Chief Justice William Alstergren, head of the Family Court of Australia.
It gives an environment in which young boys and men can ask the questions they all want answers to. And they're told that not by people lecturing them, but by people that could be their mates, or they'd like to be their mates, people they look up to.
The Chief Justice has long been an advocate for family violence prevention, but he says the problem is getting worse, not better.
It's a very, very smart way to go about having substantial change, because if you educate them, you break a cycle.
We're trying to take these conversations out of the shadows and say, you know what, these conversations are really healthy. I'm really excited to see where this goes.
It's a great idea, isn't it? And the Ask a Mate app officially launched today. Coming up.